Today you're going to make a web for a spider. So you're going to get a blank piece of paper with a spider on it, and we are going to make this specific type of web. This is the web of an orb weaver. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. So you're going to need a ruler and a pencil. I'm using a Sharpie, and an important part of this is holding the ruler steady. So I'm going to make my hands kind of like a cone, and I'm going to put 2 fingers on the ruler and 3 on the table, so it's very strong and steady. I'm going to take my pencil or my writing tool and angle it into the edge here and pull it nice and slow across the whole paper, straight through the middle of the spider. My goal here is to make radiating lines. So radiating lines are lines that come out from the middle of something. Like if you draw a sun and you draw the rays, they radiate from the sun. So all my lines are crossing through the middle of the spider. You could also make them by just starting in the middle of the spider and coming to the edge of the paper if you think that's easier. You put it in the middle and bring it out to the edge. So you're filling it up with the radiating lines of step 1. Now we need to make these circle lines. So it's an orb weaver because the word orb comes from the word orbis, which in Latin means rings. So it is like tons of rings going around and around. So notice how I did that. It's circular, but not a perfect circle because I'm breaking it up, weaving one line at a time. So they could be straight lines that go in between the radiating lines, or you could put a little curve to it. That'll give it a little bit more movement, almost like the wind is blowing through the web. But take your time and do it one line at a time. Don't just go like this. It won't look the same. It won't have that same effect. Now, if you make a mistake, you can just not worry about it, or you could turn it into a happy accident. So a great way to do a happy accident on this would be to cover it with a bug. Because remember, the purpose of a spider web is to capture the spider's food. So spider webs are sticky, and when bugs are flying and they don't see it, they get stuck. So I've got a couple areas where my lines didn't connect. So I could draw a little bug body and some little bug wings, because it's the flying bugs that get stuck because they're flying through the air and they don't see it, and bam, they're stuck. Now, another thing happens is that after the bugs get stuck, the spiders go over to the bug and weave up the bug into like a little sack. So you could do a bigger area by making an oval and then cross hatching, making lines that crisscross to look like it's a bug that's already been wrapped up by the spider. Notice what's happening here. I'm running out of space on this side, but I still have lots of space over here. There's another area to make a bug wrapped up. So I'm going to have to keep going with my circles, even though they don't happen over here. So I just sort of have to kind of envision what it would look like, even though it's not going all the way around. Another choice you can make is how close your lines are together, like how tightly woven it is. This one's pretty tight. These lines are pretty close. Right now, this one's pretty loose, but I could go backwards and add in extra ones if I want my web to be tighter, closer lines. So you can decide how tight to make it and how many bugs to trap. And if you want to, you could add color when you're done. All right, have fun making your orb spider webs.